Hello, everybody. Rob Cootie here of the MLM Solution. I want to welcome you to today's show, which is currently 10:57 Eastern Standard Time. And today is going to be Wednesday. Man, hard to believe. March 24th. Can you believe it? This month's almost over. I cannot freaking believe it. All right, so March 24th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to go live. And today's topic is going to piggyback off of yesterday's podcast number 152. We're quickly racing to that magical 200 episode. Podcast 152, Care and Feeding for Active Business Partners. Active. We talked about new business partners yesterday. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into active. You do not want to waste your time on the wrong people. Active people are the people that you want to identify and work with. We're going to talk about active care and feeding for your active members, which is totally different than the subject matters that we have covered in the past regarding your new people. So with that being said, you want to join us at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget that you can go to our website, themlmsolution.net, and you can watch a replay of all of our podcasts right there. And you get a free gift along with a bunch of bonuses with that free gift. That's an unbelievable deal. And remember, that gift is free, F-R-E-E, F-R-E-E-E. Free gift. All right. Hashtag the MLM Solution. Hashtag the MLM Solution. Guess what? That's how you find us on our social media platforms. And it's also how you can share our podcast and our platforms with our fellow network marketers all across the globe. We ask that you help us get the word out about what we're sharing with our fellow network marketers. With that being said, I'm going to hop off here. I'll see you very shortly. All right. Take care, and I'll see you in a moment.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show. Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
That's so aggravating. I couldn't get that to work.
Well, I was going to say we had a little hump day hiccup with our intro video there. Yeah, that'll happen.
I don't even know what to say to that. How many times can I click on it? If you notice, I've had it down pat where more times than not, there's a seamless transition from one to the other.
It is, but we have to prove to our audience that, again, we are human. We are not perfect. Not everything goes perfectly, and every once in a while we get bit by the gremlins. So good morning.
That's right. And you know what? What else we have to prove? That we're live. This is not pre-recorded.
Live and snafu, yeah, because if it was pre-recorded, we would have edited that out.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And I wouldn't be eating cashews.
Oh my goodness. Well, good. You gotta get a little nourishment in there. Cashews for breakfast. That's new. Of course, it's closer to lunchtime for you. It's breakfast time.
It is, absolutely.
Well, hey, it is Wednesday, March 24th. We're well into the month of March, coming up on April pretty soon. I'm excited about that. Weather's getting nicer. Spring is sprung, the grass is riz. Show me where the baseball is what I used to say.
Listen to her. So. They realize that'll be month number 4. 4. You see that in month number 4?
I know. And what we've got today is episode number 152, Care and Feeding of Active Business Partners. Now, this is part of the Care and Feeding of Trilogy, I've decided to call it, since we're doing 3 of them. Yesterday, we talked about the care and feeding of new business partners, because we treat everybody exactly the same when they're new, right? The whole goal of our business is to find and work with our leaders. But when our new business partners come in, we don't actually know whether they're going to be a leader or not. We don't know if they're going to be active or not.
That's
so
right.
we go on the assumption and a little bit of hope that everyone we bring into the business is going to become an active partner. But we don't know that for a period of time. And how do we know that somebody's an active business partner? Well, it's whether or not they're taking action and producing results. Now, the key there is the producing of results. People can take action, but it can be the wrong action, right? We talk about consistent and correct business building activities that we want to train our business partners to do. And if they're following our system that we're teaching them with consistent and correct business building activities, that is going to lead to results. Now, for some people, it may be sooner. For others, it may take a little bit more time, but results will come through. Now, there are people who will come into your business. They will tell you that they're active and they may be taking action, but it's not results oriented. I know, and this will be a little bit of a confession. I think I've talked about this before. Early on in my network marketing career, I took action by getting ready to get ready. I spent a lot of time with the time I had set aside to do my business, getting ready to do my business. I'd sit down and it's like, oh, I need to organize my desk, because an organized, clean space means you have an organized, clean mind, and you'll be that much more effective once you get started, right? So there went day number one. And then after that, oh, I have to rearrange these files on my computer to make sure I have all the information available in case somebody asks me a question, because I made the mistake of thinking I had to know everything and be able to respond to all the questions. So activities, yes. Active, yes. Results oriented, yeah, not so much. So it takes a little bit of time to see results start to come through. Now, one of the episodes we did recently was talking about the monitoring of the back office and checking on people's production in the back office. You can see the volume that they're bringing through the business. And that's how you can tell whether or not they're actually active in the business, is whether or not they have that volume coming in, right? So as you identify business partners who truly are active, who are starting to get results, there's kind of a care and feeding protocol that you want to apply to those folks, because those are going to be the leaders or potential leaders in your business. Now, obviously, you can have someone come in as a relatively new business partner. They start taking action. They start getting results. Exciting. They get their first check, even more exciting for everybody involved. And you find out that they kind of fizzle out after time. That happens sometimes as well. Some people come in on fire, but they're like a flash in the pan, and they somehow move from being active and getting results to all of a sudden becoming inactive. So again, this is where the monitoring in the back office comes into play, so you can keep track of who your leaders are in your business. They may start strong and fizzle out, or they may start strong and continue on and become a true leader in your business. Now, when it comes to talking about the care and feeding of your active business partners, those who are starting to build volume in their business, they're taking those consistent and correct business building activities, you're in communication with them on some sort of regular basis. Now, obviously, you're building an organization within this network marketing structure. And if you do it the way I've done it in the past, you have your entire organization, and they kind of get added to a communication list. I'm just going to call it an email list because that's pretty much what I worked with. And there's multiple ways and mediums to do that nowadays because technology keeps advancing, right? But just for example here, I'm going to talk about email. So everyone in my organization that came in as a business partner got added to an email list. So there was some form of communication going out to my entire team on a regular basis. Did not differentiate whether they were a new business partner, an active one, or an inactive one. Didn't matter. Just the fact that they were in my organization, they're in that list. But then the other thing I did was I had a separate list for those who I identified as active business partners. My hope being that they were going to be my leaders in the organization. They went on a separate email list because there would be other types of communication I would send to them on a regular basis. And it's because they are active, which to me means they're more engaged. So they're more interested in the information. They're more interested in more frequent communication. They want to know what's going on. They want to be kept up to date. They want to feel like they're in the loop. Whereas other people in the organization, maybe not so much, right?
Right.
So that's one form of communication I did with them. And then if you were with us yesterday when we talked about new business partners, one of the aspects we talked about was their communication style and how much communication and how they wanted to be communicated with. Well, that gets refined a little bit as people show that they are going to be active in their business. And what I mean by refined means you're going to have more conversations with them about communication, and things are going to change on a fairly regular basis. So someone who comes into the business and is active, they may be new and they wanted to be communicated with once a week. And they get the hang of it. They come in, they start building, they're building volume, they're bringing in new business partners. We have one of those weekly conversations. And maybe at this point, we're 60 or 90 days into their experience in this network marketing company. And my question to them would be, hey, we've been talking on a weekly basis. I feel like you really have a good grasp of what's going on. You're producing. Do you want to continue on a weekly basis, or do you want to pull back a little bit and maybe communicate and have this conversation every other week? Of course, I'm always available for questions. They can shoot me an email, a text, or whatever. But now that they've kind of got their sea legs, so to speak, they've got some experience with the business, they're building, they've got volume, they have maybe a couple of new business partners that are also working with them. They've got more experience, a better comfort level with how things work. And they're duplicating the system, and they understand, one, how the system itself works, and two, how they want to do that duplication so it continues to spread through their organization. They don't need as much communication because they're more comfortable. Right. They're like, hey, I've even had people say, yeah, rather than every other week, how about we just touch base once a month? That's plenty. I'm just, I'm here. I got this ball rolling. I'm going to do my thing. I'm just going to keep building this snowball as we go up the hill and build this business. I'm excited about it. And I'm like, great. I totally go for that. For those folks, if I'm only communicating with them once a month, I'm still monitoring the back office, and I'll maybe just send them a quick text message or maybe a short email once a week just to say, hey, congrats on the new business partners you brought in this week. Or, hey, I saw you're, this close to hitting the next pin level, the next rank advancement. Way to go. You're almost there. If you keep up this rate in 1 week, 2 weeks, you'll be there. Something just to be encouraging, to let them know that I'm still there, that I've got their back, that they have that support available to them. And then the other thing is, your active business partners may turn into actual leaders. And by that, I mean they've been engaged for 3 to 6 months or longer. They're building their own organization. They have a high level of volume coming through. They're bringing in business partners. They have an organization building. They have leaders under them that you can see rising through the ranks. So they're becoming leaders. I put them in an even separate email message group so that I could communicate with the leadership, because even more so, there are things at that level that are more important to know to spread through the organization to help, kind of that trickle down with information. So, the email list of everyone in my organization, my active list, and then my leader list. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A way to lay that out. Yeah, it paints a mental picture that I'm sure the people can follow. And that's obviously a key when you're doing a podcast, because as you know, Miss Maria, a lot of people listen to our podcast. And if they don't have that mental picture painted for them, they can get lost in that great information that you laid out for them. And you did a great job.
Yeah, I try to keep things relatively visual, even though it's verbal, because yeah, I mean, we bill ourselves mostly as a podcast, right? So I haven't seen the numbers lately of what the division is between the video and just the straight up audio, but if people are anything like me, I listen to a number of podcasts. I know they do both formats. And I tell you what, when I go for a walk, I'm not watching a video, or when I'm doing the dishes, I'm not paying attention to the video. I'm just hearing what's being said. So
yeah, I agree with that. No, please don't be watching the video. Well, that may be dangerous to your health.
It could be. And definitely don't watch video and drive. That's a big
no, absolutely. But no, well, here's the thing. You painted a great picture, and I hope that you guys listened to what she said. And if you didn't or didn't catch all of it, once again, the beauty of a podcast and this this recorded video is that you can go back and you can go right to the section that you feel you need to learn more about. And that's awesome. Obviously, you're listening to us live. You got to put up with us until we're done. But the great thing is about technology is it allows you to to tap into those tools that will allow you to reduce the time frame and increase your learning curve all at the same time, which is awesome. So with that being said, Miss Marie, you did a great job. Thank you so much for all of that. And guys, understand that working with your new people, caring and what was the other thing? Feeding.
Care and feeding.
Yes, I totally went blank there. Old person moment. I knew what it was, just couldn't get it out. Caring and feeding for your new people, man, or active people. I mean, because we did the new people yesterday. Your active people is absolutely where the rubber starts to meet the road. Look, it's one thing to sponsor people and get them in the business, get them off on the right step through the good duplication, set up the follow-up process. In other words, a follow-up training process, whether they want to be revisited one time a week, twice a week, whatever, like Miss Maria touched on earlier, et cetera, et cetera. All of that is fine and dandy. And you train them, you get them going. And it's an incredibly important moment in your business, getting a new person started correctly. But here's the thing. As she said, look, everything about this business is all about leaders. Whoever has the most leaders wins. You hear us say that all the time. We're going to continue to say that because it's one of the basics. Now, the thing is that once you log into your back office, as she had mentioned earlier, it's all about who's being active, right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. And active, for her and I, active is this. In order to warrant our attention, because you have to have standards. If you don't have standards, then you might as well not even do the business, because everything that you're saying that's coming out of your mouth, everything that you're learning here is for naught. If you're not going to follow what we show you and what we tell you, which is the basics, then you're just wasting your time listening to this podcast or watching this video. And you say, why is that? Guys, if we teach you the threshold of profitability, there's a reason why we're teaching you the threshold of profitability, okay? Now, you said, what does that got to do with active people, caring and feeding active people? Look, you want to identify and work with your new leaders, okay? New leaders, even if they're a leader in another industry, does not mean they understand how being a leader in this industry works, meaning that the training process continues. The training process doesn't stop once you sign them up and say, okay, here's the 5 simple steps, and you go through the 5 simple steps. You teach them the music to the ears message, and they're trying to master those 5 simple steps, and they're starting their business building activity. The training's not over when you hang up the phone after you train them that day. The training continues, because once they become a leader in this industry, Miss Marie, there's another learning curve. And so what does Miss Marie and Rob have to do? We have to care about that person's future. We have to care about the steps they're taking. We have to care about the success they're going to get immediately, down the road, in the middle, and then down the road even further. Okay. And we know that if we don't care about their success, we're not helping our own business. We're not helping our own success, because the essence of this business, Well, the premise of this business is to help others be successful so that you could be successful. That's what the business model is set on. Okay, it's all set up for that. So knowing that, you have to, as we talked about yesterday, you have to care for people. I did not get that in the beginning. Okay, I eventually, thank God, it came about me, and I figured it out. But the thing is that when you care for other people's success than you do your own, you're on the right track. You are on the way, and you have learned. We have fed you the right information. We have cared about your future. And because we did care, we shared the right information with you, which allowed you to focus on doing the right things consistently, which puts you on the success track. And hopefully will allow you to achieve what you want from this business model sooner rather than later. Now, that's all a winning formula right there. But it all starts with identifying the active people, which means 100 PV threshold. That's the reason why I brought that up earlier and kind of made this half circle around to show you how all that ties together. When we log in the back office, we will see many active people, won't we, Miss Marie? People that are just customers ordering one product, people that are customers and ordering hundreds of dollars worth of product. Miss Marie, I've had people that did not want to build a business and they ordered $200 or $300 worth of product. Didn't make any sense to me, but I was thankful for it, right? And I've had people order one product many times. So I've seen the gamut, right? Here's the thing, guys. The bottom line is when I log in the back office, I'm going to see all kinds of activity as my business continues to get larger. But I have to focus on what? On what? The active people. Well, there has to be a standard. Guess what our standard is? 100 PV. That helps me to what? Focus in on the right people. Because if you don't work with the right people and tell them you appreciate them and that you're there for them, they'll get frustrated, they'll get aggravated, and they'll start to drift off looking for another company to go join, or they'll quit, whatever. Okay. Even though they're doing great and they really don't want you looking over their shoulder, they want a pat on the back every once in a while, right, Miss Marie? And doing what she said, those emails is powerful. Text messages today. We didn't have that back in the day with Miss Marie, so I don't blame her for using the email example. But here's the thing. She had a program. She had a step-by-step process to identify and contact the right people to say, hey, I'm here for you. Way to go. You're doing awesome. People love that. Okay. Well, it all starts with Miss Marie logging in and seeing the active people, which means 100 PV and above. She has to have standards to know who to focus in on. If they're doing 100 PV or below 100 PV per month, she knows that those people are going to struggle with building a successful business. It doesn't mean they can't do it. It means they're going to take longer. And she knows that speed and urgency is absolutely critical, not just to her success, but to them. And if she cares about their success, she's going to do what? Ensure that they're doing the right things. If she goes and works with somebody that's below 100 PV per month, she's talking out of both sides of her mouth. The people below her and her downline can't trust her because she's saying one thing and doing another. Even if she tries to hide it and they end up finding out. She has to have ethical standards for herself, 100 PV and above, which means those are the active people that she's going to be looking for when she logs into her business. And those are the people that she cares about. It's not that she doesn't care about the other people. She wants them desperately. I can promise you. Remember, as many leaders as possible. Okay? And you have to have a proper definition for leaders. And in this business, it's doing at least 100 PV per month. Okay? And she knows she can't lower her standard. And Miss Marie, that's where we talked about the other day, where people come think, well, Miss Marie's just being a bitch. Miss Marie is just a mean old nasty person. Miss Marie, because she won't work with me. That's all I can afford right now. I can't afford any more money. Where am I going to come up with an extra $25? I get that. And that may be legitimate. It may be sincere. We're not making fun of you. We're not picking on you. We sympathize with you because, look, we've been there. I've never been made of money. Okay. I've struggled many times in my life. Okay. I know what it is, the value of a penny. Okay. The value of $1. You know what I'm saying? When I was standing in front of a bubblegum machine that required 2 cents and I had 1 penny. All right, Miss Marie. Inflation. It went up to 2 cents. But I can remember that as a kid, Miss Marie.
Well, exactly. And the thing is, too, when we talk about that 100 PV on a monthly basis and that kind of indicates who your active people are, who your leaders are going to be. It's an objective piece of data that you can measure and know as an indicator of where you should be spending your time.
That's right.
Because you are going to find, as your organization builds and you bring in more people, and more people raise their hand and identify themselves as a leader, as an active business partner, you're going to have more people to work with. And again, there are only so many hours in a day. You can only spend so much time working with so many people,
right?
Which is part of the reason why you want to be able to identify who your active business partners are, who your true leaders are, because that's where you're going to want to spend the majority of your time. That's going to be the biggest bang for your buck. It's going to provide you the most value in terms of building your organization and achieving your own goals and dreams as you help others do the same.
That's right.
But in order to do that, you need the ability to be able to point at, well, I'm working with Rob because he's at 100 PV. His volume keeps growing each month. He's bringing in new business partners on a fairly regular basis. I can't do it because, well, he's got that great mustache and goatee. And any guy that's got the mustache and goatee, well, he's got a mustache, so maybe I'll work with him. Maybe I won't. You can't use the subjective things.
Right.
While there is that natural human nature to want to work with the people we like, sometimes you just have to work with the people who are your leaders. You may not get along with them personally. There may be some form of interpersonal conflict, but you can still do business together. I'm not saying it's causing any issues or anything, but outside of the business realm, you probably wouldn't have a friendship with them. Meanwhile, Rob, he's a great guy. I love working with him. Every time I'm on the phone with him, he's like happy, upbeat, great guy, but hey, his monthly volume's at 75. It's like, Rob, I'm sorry. I've got 5 minutes, then I got to go.
Yep.
He's not going to get the same amount of time if he's not putting in the level of effort that's required to meet that minimum. Whether that's because of a temporary situation or like Rob alluded to, financially, well, all I can do right now is the 75 PV per month. It's like, great. Well, get out there and get to work so you can build your business so that 100 PV isn't a struggle for you anymore. Right. And then we can really, start spending some time together and build your business.
Right.
So, and again, I want to bring up the topic of duplication, right? So the way you're setting the bar, where you're setting the bar in terms of business requirements, activity requirements for working with your active people, it's going to duplicate through your organization. And you want that. You want your people to be working with their people that meet the same criteria, because they're the leaders, they're the business builders. You don't want them spending a bunch of time on people who aren't doing anything. It's that old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You can present them with the business opportunity and provide them all the tools they need to be successful, put them on the right path with your system, show them the consistent and correct business building activities they should be doing in order to achieve their goals. But whether or not they're actually going to take action, you have no control over that. There is nothing you can do to motivate anyone if they're not ready to do it themselves.
Right. Absolutely. And you bring up really good points, and hopefully we've hammered it home enough, guys. Look, if Miss Murray really cared about Rob, she's going to tell him, Rob, you're only doing 75 PV. You know that I cannot help you until you get up to 100 PV or more. Now, that doesn't mean that she's just totally turning me off. That means that she's saying, here's our standard, and you know why we have that standard. And you'll be amazed at what that can do in motivating people. Of course, it'll piss some people off too. But the thing is, she's got to be absolutely honest up front and sincere about, hey, this is our standard. Here's what we're doing, and here's why we're doing that. Why? Because she cares about me. Okay, I keep coming back to the highlights of this particular episode, and that is if you care, if she really cares about Rob, she's going to hold him accountable and say, Rob, you got to raise that 75 to 100. As soon as you do that, you're going to be able to get really focused training from me. You're going to get my time, which is really valuable, and I'm going to be supporting you 100%. But I cannot lower the standard. That will undermine everything that I've put together in this business. And Rob, I really care about you. If I didn't, I wouldn't hold your feet to the fire. And also what she's doing is feeding me what? The right information. And this is good duplication. And sometimes, Miss Marie, what is that saying they say about kids? If you love your kids, you'll spank them. And let's be honest, I know, not politically correct.
Maybe not spanking anymore, but discipline them. You discipline them, however you choose to do that.
Okay, swatting them on the butt. How's that? Okay, because I agree. Not to be politically correct, I don't give a crap, and I'm not going to go off on this social thing, but I get it, Miss Marie. There's a difference between spanking, beating, and then swatting them on the butt, right? You can swat them on the butt one time or twice. Hey, no. Well, that's what Miss Marie's doing. She's like, swat me on the butt, saying, Rob, that ain't going to work. And I can't do that. Okay. She's feeding me the right information because she cares about me. She wants me to be successful. That's the reason why she's being a tough disciplinarian, and rightfully so. And if I'm smart, I'm going to be grateful for that. Okay. And I don't deserve her time. Miss Marie, we had an episode where we talked about where you have retreats for your leaders and you have to set a standard. All rubies and above. And then the next retreat, diamonds and above. And the next retreat, emeralds and above. Okay. You can't say, well, you're a ruby and, next month you're going to be an emerald. No, if you're not an emerald, if you don't have that pin on your chest, guess what? You're still a ruby, right? And I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait till next year or next quarter, whatever. Okay. Because the moment you let that happen, guess what? Somebody else is going to come up. Well, you let Rob in as a ruby. Well, Rob's special. No, he's not. He's a pain in the butt. Right? Well, there again. Once you do that, Miss Marie, it opens up a dam, does it not?
Well, exactly. And again, it's that objective levels of measurement that can be seen, proven. It's not subjective. It's not subject to how I feel about somebody or what I think is going to happen. Yep. It's the reality of what is.
That's right. Yep. So anyway, there again, I keep coming back because I want to hammer home those points. That's what these episodes are about, yesterday and today, caring and feeding different types of people. This episode is about the active people, but you have to know what active means. You're active at all different levels. We gave you examples where they're buying one tube of toothpaste, and then you got an example where people are buying hundreds of dollars worth of product for a month. They get to own their own business, and they're filling their business full of toothpaste, toilet paper, on and on and on for their employees. That could be where the $300 or $400 a month in product order is coming from. Okay, you don't know, but that's irrelevant. But guess what? It's going to catch your attention. And let me close it off with this, Ms. Marie. If that company, at that time, you don't know if it's company. You just see a person's name attached to $400 a month, right? Ms. Marie's thinking, wow, that's a real go-getter. But here's the other thing. She looks at the other part because the picture is bigger than just the order. And she sees there's no pin rank advancement. She sees there's no new signups. What does that tell her right away? That this is a retail order. That there's somebody, for some reason, is ordering $400 worth of retail product each and every month. That is not a leader. Okay. A leader is having advancement in volume, advancement in pin rank, and advancement in new people combined with 100 PV. Right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm.
And those are the people that are paying the price. And Miss Marie, you cannot ignore the people that are paying the price. They're doing everything right. They deserve Miss Marie's attention. They deserve her time, and they deserve her knowledge and support. That's why she has that definite line on her, in her mind. I cannot go below that 100 PV level. And she knows it. That's her line in the sand. Okay. And she cares about those people that are doing everything right. And she knows if I don't focus on them and help them, because look, as I said, she has people all different levels. Some people doing 35 PV, some people doing 55, some doing 70. It's all over the place. And once she identifies, hey, these are the true leaders right here. They're doing everything right. I got to be there for them. she knows that she's got to care about their success because her success is based on it. And that's going to trickle down, and that's going to stabilize her business and help it make it not only stable, but profitable for many years to come. Okay. Right, Miss Marie?
And I guess the way I'd summarize it really is for you and your organization, it's a time management tool. It's where do you focus those precious minutes you have on a day-to-day basis in terms of building your business. And then on the flip side of it, it's building in that duplication into your organization of the things that truly are productive, that you're training your leaders to do the same type of thing, to manage their time well, to focus on those who are active, those who are self-identifying as the leaders.
Right. There you go. That's it right there. And that's the reason why care and feeding of active business partners is a critical part of the business building process, guys. It's a hidden gem that no one else talks about. We talk about it all the time. You're not going to learn this information any place else. I mean, look how important the information we shared with you today. Where else are you going? Show me. If you know where it's going, send me a link. If there's somebody else covering this subject matter in the detail that we do, and show the importance of it, please send us a link. We'd like to learn who that is. Would you not agree, Miss Marie?
Oh, absolutely. We love to support the other people that are out there building the industry and providing
and we mean that
essential
sincerely. We have
information.
no animosity.
Yeah, because what do we talk about? We talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Because it's all part of the business.
That's all.
We're not just here to blow rainbow up your skirts.
I know. And you know what, Miss Marie? We covered all the successful steps that you need to take. Yep. And then we veer off into the netherland that no one else will go into. And we share a lot of golden nuggets, guys. I'm telling you, if you take the information that we share with you guys, you'd be amazed at how proficient you'll become in the business building process. That's the reason why we do it, because it'll help you get to your goals sooner rather than later. Okay. And a lot of times, Miss Marie, you'll make these mistakes. Like a lot of people would not know to log in their back office and look for these things. They wouldn't have a clue. They would just look at the back office and look at the total volume. Oh, I'm going to get paid this much, not even looking at the pin rank advancement, not even looking at the health of their business. They wouldn't have a clue at the telltale signs of what's going on. But guess what? You follow us, you're going to learn all that. And today's episode is a prime example of that. It was a great subject, Miss Marie, and thank you for bringing it up. So we're going to summarize right now and close this out. You're caring about the people. Remember, you got to help other people be successful, even if they surpass you in volume and success. And when you care more about the other people's success and helping them get where they want to go, and there's great joy and satisfaction in doing that. I've been there. And Miss Marie says she's the same way. Guess what? When you care about that, you're on the right track. The only thing that's left is feeding them the right information, okay, and meeting them on the level and the frequency that they want, okay? And Miss Marie brought that up at the beginning of the episode, and that's what you need to do. If you do those two things, you are doing the right steps. You are doing professional business building activity, and you are really fine-tuning and setting yourself up for a wonderful result for yourself in your own business sooner rather than later. All right, Miss Marie, I think we're done, don't you?
I think so. I think we covered everything we were hoping to today.
Okay. All right, real quick, guys, 5 simple steps to networking success in 90 days or less. Business building system. Go to the website. You'll see an offer there right at the top of the page. Normally $497. Right now, you'll see it is for a limited time available for only $297. That's a lifetime membership, lifetime, meaning that anytime we add new product and we add like the lead site, the MLM Masters Academy and all that, guess what? It's free to you. Everybody else is going to have to buy it, but it's free to you because right now we're offering lifetime memberships. That will not be the case forever. That will change. Okay. Also, the lead site. As you know, we're developing the lead site. And if you want to have a chance of being a beta tester, so you can see how cool it is, how it operates and this and that, guess what? All you got to do is go to that URL right there. ineedleadsnow.net/beta. ineedleadsnow.net/beta, BETA. Go there, fill out the form. The form is nothing more than a registration form, and you'll get this free ebook for filling out that form to become or to get on the list to hopefully become a beta tester. We will not take everybody as a beta tester. but you got to get on the list to even have a chance. Okay. And when you fill out that form, don't worry. We are not going to send you any sales emails. I don't like them. She doesn't like them. I don't like writing them, and I don't want to do them. Okay. You may get another email from us, maybe at most two, about other free ebooks that will help you. And that being said, real quick, normally $197. I've sold a bunch of these at $197. What not to do. The famous what not to do in network marketing. Guys, become a focused business building machine by knowing what to do and, more importantly, what not to do in network marketing, helping you to avoid the mistakes that most networkers make that undermine their business building process or their success. Guys, it's for the next 24 hours. It's a limited offer. As you can tell, you can save $150 because it's only $47. You get 146 paragraphs in that great book. It's written very simple, straightforward manner where you can understand it. And the 146 audio files go with each and every one of those paragraphs. They bring real life examples to those paragraphs, so that will help further your knowledge and understanding of the subject matter of that paragraph. All right, with that being said, Ms. Marie, I think we're done.
All right, sounds good. Well, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to close out our Care and Feeding of trilogy, talking about inactive partners.
Yep. You got to know what to do with them, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You do. And guys, tomorrow I will not be eating during the show. I have not eaten in quite a while for numerous reasons. And today I just had to have some little snacks, and I apologize because that's not always a cool thing to do. But you know what? My health at this moment needs what it needs. So with that being said, we shall see you tomorrow, Miss Marie, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, it's been great. God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Be safe.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.